Hi, I go by the name of Podgy. You're looking for a job, looking for work. Hi, I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and today we will be doing a deep dive on Martin's family business group. I got a special guest with me today. She's not just an entrepreneur, she is an author as well. She goes by the name of Ebony. How are we doing, Ebony?
I'm good. How are you, Podgy?
Good. Not too bad.
How have you been?
Yeah, been busy. So that's always a good thing. The weather's not the nicest out here.
Do you know what? I think this week's supposed to be good actually, but I just came back from Albania.
Oh yeah. Tell us about that trip.
It was never on my bucket list.
Yes.
I had no interest in going to Albania whatsoever. My friend Scarlett Douglas, she has a travel agency called Peacock Travel.
Oh, nice.
And she said to me, Ebs, let's go to Albania. I said, cool. I trust her.
Yeah.
Crystal clear waters.
Okay.
Like the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
White sand beaches.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful food. People were friendly. I feel like everything I knew about Albania is all lies. They've got thermal springs up in the mountains.
Okay.
So the water's warm, 25 degrees, but there's mountains with snow on top right in your eyeline.
Nice.
It was beautiful. It was so nice.
Yeah.
I definitely have to go back. And then that's kind of triggered a new lifestyle change for me, because on the way to the airport, my friend left her jewellery at the spa.
Oh, wow.
Right, so we've had to turn back.
Yes.
Get the jewellery and go back to the airport.
So was the jewellery still there when they came back?
It was still there. The people are good. Yeah,
that's good,
and
folks.
it was expensive jewellery.
That's some good folks.
It was expensive jewellery. I found the jewellery. They gave it back.
Yeah.
Headed back to the airport. Then we've got to run to our gate.
Okay.
Podgy, I realised I can't run.
Okay. The cardio.
Instead of running, it's like I'm skating.
Yeah.
You know, lifting your knees up. It's a problem.
Okay.
I'm running as fast as I possibly can run. There's people walking past me.
Oh, okay.
I got to the gate and I'm saying, my chest wasn't just heaving, it was burning. I was dying. I couldn't talk. You're just trying to show your passport. I can't even tell you my name.
Oh.
I was dying. I said, no.
Wow.
And the thing is, I'm a member of a gym.
Oh, okay.
I'm a member of a gym. I've been a member of a gym for years. I use the sauna, the steam room, I swim, I do yoga at home, and that's it.
Okay.
But from now on,
gonna start getting some steps in, some cardio,
I need
running.
to raise my heart rate
Yeah.
and actually work on my fitness and work on the strength in my legs, because I could not lift my legs.
Oh wow.
Up.
Yeah.
It's muscles that have never been used by me before.
Yeah, no, I hear you. When you haven't run for a long time and then you start doing a run, it does hit different.
I'm grown. I've had no reason to run for a very long time.
Yeah.
But if I had to run for my life, I would be caught. I'd be caught.
Oh, no, I hear that. I do hear that. No, it's just one of them things. Especially if you ain't done it for a long time, it does hit. It does hit. No. And they got some good exercise as well, especially in the gym, like the treadmill. You can do some incline walks, and that kind of helps. You know what I mean? Gets the heart going there.
Too much. I'm trying to go in gently.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, do a, low impact class.
Yes.
To start with.
Work your way up. Yeah.
Anything to do with weight, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not interested, but I will get
work
there.
your way up. No, and that's the best way to do it. Like start at the bottom and then just work your way up. And weights wise, like your body's kind of like a weight anyway. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, my legs are weights, that's why I couldn't lift them up to run.
Yeah, I hear that. But I'm definitely gonna look into the Albania thing, because I've heard about it, but it's not something I've ever looked into or thought, let me kind of go over there. So that's a good insight.
I would definitely recommend it. And it's so cheap.
Oh, yes, I did hear you get a lot for your buck out there.
I think their currency is leki, and I think it's about 100 leki to €1.
Oh wow, what's the food like? Because that's my problem.
Because good.
Because if I go to a place and I'm not rocking with the food, it kind of mashes up my holiday. If that makes any sense.
The food was good. We didn't have a meal we didn't like.
Oh, nice.
The food was good, and I'm talking about 3-course meal, 2 of us, you may be spending £20 to £30.
Oh, that's really good.
It
really
was so cheap. I think when you're not in the tourist area, when you're outside of the city centre, I think a 2 litre bottle of water works out to be like 0.6 of 1 pence.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about real cheap.
Wow.
Real cheap.
Wow.
You know, it was, even our flight and accommodation, chump change.
Oh,
and we
wow.
could have got it cheaper. We didn't have to go to the hotel that we went to.
Yes.
We could have had just as good a time. You know, it was excellent.
No, that's really
go
good.
Back, 100%.
Yeah, that's somewhere I'm definitely gonna maybe take a trip to. Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button. Anyway, let's get on to our guy.
Let's get started. Family businesses.
Yeah, so we got a question. All right, they said, what do you think people completely underestimated about building a family business together? I'll take it and I'll throw it to you afterwards. Me personally, this year, like family and business, I was always taught
Don't go together.
you don't mix them together.
Goes back to the parents, to be honest. My mum and dad have been business people, entrepreneurs from a very young age, and when you grow up as part of that, you know, as soon as we were capable and able to do anything, you know, you're involved, you know, as a child. So my mum and dad used to sell Christmas trees, for example, years and years ago. And I was the one with my brothers cutting them down, dragging them out of the field, putting them for sale. And I maybe was like 9, 10 years old, you know, so you're brought up with that. And especially my mum was very good at making sure we were good as a family as well as business. So, you know, no one could ever, you know, step out of line or do anything. You know, we were showing the right way of doing things and respect for other family members. So people don't think it works, but it can work.
So I was always intrigued to talk to Martin about his family business group, because like I was always told, don't be getting cousin Jojo and Aunt Louise to come and help you figure this thing out, you know what I mean? Because I've heard some war stories, like people have family business. Like, I've been on sets with people and they've employed their cousin and they've let their cousin go, and I'm like, bro,
yeah,
that's a bit harsh. He goes, no,
you have to.
He's taking the mic. He's coming late, coming off lunch breaks, and and they just let them go. But what happens there? They ruin the relationship with the family.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because he's let the cousin go, and now that might be his brother's son. So the brother's onto him, like, how you let so and so David go? Like, and he's like, mate, he's not put. And then now it's caused a little rift between them. And Christmas is a bit dark. Yeah. He told me so. I've always heard like family and business don't mix together. So for Martin and his family to make this work and successful, this is amazing. What's your thoughts on family?
Firstly,
business?
have you ever worked with family?
I have. Yes. I haven't had the great experience like Martin and his family, but I have worked with family.
So I agree with you. I've always been told that family and business doesn't mix, and I've never worked with a family member to that level. However, I don't necessarily have an issue hiring a family member, because any family member of mine that works for me knows 100% I will sack you if you don't pull your weight. And everybody in my family also knows that. Yeah. So, you know, if I have a sibling that wants me to hire their child, they'll probably warn their child in advance.
Okay.
Auntie Ebony will sack you.
Yes.
I've sacked my own son.
Okay, yeah,
and
you're not playing.
And he didn't last a few days.
Yeah.
He was getting on my nerves. He wasn't dealing with things the way I needed. I just said, go home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
Don't come back. You know? But that's why family businesses don't necessarily work.
No.
Because let's just say, for example, you're the younger sibling that's hired the older sibling. That older sibling is used to being in charge, but you walk into these quarters and you're no longer in charge.
Yes.
So I've had my family help me out with all of my businesses. Like if I've got an event, they come and they help me out. In terms of contracting, they'll help me out. If I'm abroad and someone needs to take charge. And say again, I've actually got a nephew. My nephew Travis, he works alongside me all of my businesses.
Okay, nice.
Actually, all of my businesses. And I actually couldn't cope a lot of the time without my nephew Travis.
Nice.
However, he's the only family member that I've worked with to that level.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it probably works because I'm his auntie.
So there's a certain hierarchy, there's a certain respect straight away.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Chain of command, and he's lovely anyway. He's very hardworking. He understands my work ethic. I understand his work ethic. So it works, and it works very well. I can trust and rely on him 100%. I can't trust and rely on all of my family members.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Do you know what it is with family? I feel like they will do things that they might not necessarily do in other environments and kind of brush it off like, that's cuz anyway, he'll understand, he'll be all right as well. But it's interesting, the blueprint they had for their family. Theirs is the immediate family.
Yeah.
So they ain't getting Uncle Wayne or do you know where I'm going, bro? Or like they've got their partner, so it's their wife, and then now they built something for their kids to be a part of. So I think
I love that concept.
I love
the
well.
idea of being able to hand my businesses down to my son, and my son then run them and give them to his kids. My son has no interest in my businesses whatsoever. It will probably be my nephew that takes over
to the businesses.
But I love the idea. I
love that concept.
I love the idea of that. You know, well done to them. And what they've done very well is that, like he told you, there was a collection of businesses.
Yes.
They brought them together under one umbrella.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is not only just, I mean, I talk a lot about diversification. It's not just the diversification. It's also the fact that each of them can take a little territory.
Yeah.
And they can have some unspoken rules.
Yeah.
Although this is a family business, in this territory, this is my domain.
Yeah.
In that territory, that is your domain. You know, so that people aren't treading on other people's toes. Because there's some horror stories out there.
Real horror stories.
That whole succession argument, the family dynamics.
Yeah.
When the money gets too high, the loyalty finishes.
Yeah. And the great thing about them as well, you're right, they've got like a dynamic. So the daughter might be doing HR.
Yeah.
One of the sons are doing marketing.
Right.
The other son is doing like on the floor managing and seeing what stock comes in. So they all got their position, and I think that's what makes it all work. But I think another thing what helped it as well, what I got from the conversation of him, is his dad was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And the partner he found, became his wife, it was an entrepreneur, so they understood the journey. So straight away when they was building, they had it in mind like, this is going to be for the family. So that was great. Also,
to add to that, Martin was saying that his parents being entrepreneur, he worked for them as a child.
Yes.
So helping out, the conversations at the dinner table are about the family business.
Yes.
So the concept of family business is so normalised to him, he actually doesn't know any other way.
No.
Like he said to you at the end, he's never had a 9-to-5.
Never.
He sold Christmas trees. If they were selling socks, he would have sold socks.
Yeah.
If they were building sandcastles, he would have built sandcastles.
Yeah.
Because you're going to do whatever it takes to further the family business. And that in itself, that concept to pass down, that's the strength alone. And that's, I think, one of the main things why his family business is successful.
Definitely. We got another question. Do you believe the success of Martin's family business came from discipline, trust, or consistency?
Interesting.
Yes.
So I could probably say all, but that's a bit of a boring answer. I think it's the discipline. I think that the discipline, business is hard. Yeah. And, you know, he's grown up in a family business. He's grown up with the idea of business is hard. There's long hours. He has learnt that there's no 9-to-5 in business. He has learnt that in a business, every job is your job. Every job title is your job title. He's learnt the money management. He's learnt the ups and downs. He's learnt the industry subliminally without even realising that he was learning that.
Yes.
From such a young age that it's become, he doesn't know anything else but to be consistent.
Yes.
And it doesn't really matter if you trust your brother and sister or
Yeah.
your mum or dad. So long as you're consistent within yourself and you trust yourself to be consistent,
Yep.
and everybody that is involved trusts themselves to be consistent,
Yeah.
because everybody's got just as much to lose, success is the only way.
No, I agree as well on that as well, especially consistency. So you're consistent in your business, and then to add it, you trust yourself. So that's the combination there already. Like, so I've got the trust in myself and I'm going to be consistent in my business. I believe if he has that energy, he come into contact with other people who share the same type of energy, and then that it can kind of grow from there. So that can maybe be a factor of, I might be able to trust this buyer because he kind of shares the kind of same vision that I actually see. So I think maybe where the trust comes into it from there. But yeah, discipline is doing something you just don't like to do and just doing it all the time. So if you don't like to, for instance, I don't know, go for, let's just say, a run every day, and then
Good example.
and then you do it every day, that's discipline, because you're doing something you just don't like to do. So that's my answer on discipline. All right, let's go to the next question. What part of the family dynamic do you think helped the business grow the fastest? I'll be honest, I feel like what helped the business grow, it was just the blueprint from the actual beginning. So the dad, like, this is the best part for me. The dad, like, he used to cut trees and he used to be self-employed and he was a contractor. But what happened to him is he made a bit of money and then he bought a car and this car got stolen. Mm-hmm. And then he said, you know what? All right, cool, it happens. You know what I mean? I'm going to save some money. And he bought another car, exactly the same car. The car got stolen again. He said, no, something's got to give now. I can't be buying my car and my car be getting stolen. So he figured out to make an actual steering lock.
But he always liked nice cars. And when he earned enough money to buy his dream car, he did. But quite quickly afterwards, it got stolen. So my dad being my dad, you know, he's like, if I get the next nice car, I don't want it to be stolen again. So I'm going to do something or invent something to stop people stealing my car. And so that's what he did. He designed the disc security product that goes on the steering wheel and prevents you stealing the car. But that was 35 years ago now.
Like, so the steering lock was just for his car, so his car can't get stolen. So, you know what I mean, he went to the metal person, done the design and just had it for his car. But what happened on that journey is people started seeing it and say, oh, where did you get that and where did you get that? And he was like, no, I made that myself. So like, that was something getting built in the background to the business that he didn't even know what was going to be a part of the business, but him just being the visionary and a solution based person, that's what kind of grew the business, being solution based and adding stuff to the business that might not necessarily knew what was going to be a part of the business.
I think that show he was so innovative without realizing he was innovative. He was already a problem solver and he was already a businessman.
Yes.
He already had them skills, and that's what I think he had been reliant on up until that point. He then solved a problem and realized that's innovative.
Yep.
People want this.
Yep.
I can sell this. Fast forward.
Yeah.
The company is now turning over millions.
And that same device that he made for his car, I think it's been in Halfords over 20 years plus now.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, definitely great problem solver.
Yeah, amazing.
Let's go to the next question. Do you think people only see the success now, but not the pressure and the sacrifice it took to build it? But that's with every business.
Yes, to a degree. I think a lot of the time, I think that the general public are so oblivious to everything.
Yeah.
They're oblivious to the struggle. They're also oblivious to the success.
Yes.
Unless you are, I mean, in America, a lot of the business owners are celebrities.
Yes.
And America is that type of, so when there's an American brand, we know the business owner and they're all over social media and their endorsements all over the place. In England, we don't really have that.
No.
And I think when we buy a product, we are self-centered. We are thinking about this product is going to solve my problem. I'm going to buy it. We haven't thought about, is this a successful company? How much do they make?
Yeah.
You know, it's only business-minded people that think about them things.
Yes.
And so we don't even care if there was a struggle involved, and we don't care how successful they are.
Yeah.
It doesn't cross our minds.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button. And another thing as well is what people don't kind of see as well. They always see the finishing product. So you got, especially with this country as well, then they don't tend to show you the journey.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're not doing it out of like a bad mind kind of thing. It's just like this country is kind of like, you do things kind of quiet for some reason. You know what I mean? You don't let too much people know what you're actually doing. So I feel like but because of social media, people are now doing lifestyle.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what?
There's a culture shift.
Yeah, I wanna show what's going on, because
the
great thing about, let's say for instance, Martin's Family Business Group, their company was making 20 to 30 million a year without no social media.
Yeah.
And it's only the way the son said, you know what, Dad, there's a social media thing going on, you know what I mean? We could document it. And he said, yeah, all right, cool, go for it. And because he's the head of the marketing, he's documenting the situation. But you get a generation what are just saying, like, we can just, you know what I mean, do this without letting everybody know our business.
And some of the products that Martin's company sells, social media are not right for them anyway.
Yeah.
You know, boxes, for example.
That one blew my mind. Like, tell us about the cardboard boxes. Because this is something that I've seen on your page, and you're making 7 figures of cardboard boxes. It's like, yo, I had a few cardboard boxes in the shed myself. I'm thinking how to make some money from it. So tell us the journey and the story about your cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I feel like I start saying the same thing every time, like, oh, this is an interesting story. But again, it's just, it started again as just an idea. So how it started was, we have a big distribution centre. It's 55,000 square feet. We dispatch thousands of parcels a day. We stock loads of product. So a byproduct of that is, when you're selling loads of things, the outer cardboard cartons, they're always waste. You know, they just get either, currently we're baling them. So what we do is we collect them all up, flat pack them, put them into a baling machine. It compresses them all. And then we sell that bale of scrap cardboard to a third party.
Like,
that was my favourite.
Yeah, for like 7 figures for a box. Like, he was making 7 figures a year from actually cardboard boxes. And what was the great thing about that?
Necessities.
That wasn't even his idea. It was somebody what brought the idea to him. And then they said, you know what, let's do our due diligence about it. Found out there was like leg room in it. And then brought the guy on board to say, you know what, we'll make you a part of this, put you on the board. And yeah, the business took off. So that was kind of great as itself.
All of his businesses solve problems. All of his products, they solve problems. And most of them are essential.
Yes.
For the time.
Yes, indeed. So let's get to the next question. What do you think was the real turning point that changed everything to the family business? I think this one. Tell us about the cardboard boxes, because this is something that I've seen on your page, and you're making 7 figures of cardboard boxes. It's like, yo, I had a few cardboard boxes in the shed myself. I'm thinking how to make some money from it. So tell us the journey and the story about your cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I feel like I start saying the same thing every time, like, oh, this is an interesting story. But again, it's just, it started again as just an idea. So how it started was, we have a big distribution centre. It's 55,000 square feet. We dispatch thousands of parcels a day. We stock loads of product. So a byproduct of that is, when you're selling loads of things, the outer cardboard cartons, they're always waste. You know, they just get either, currently we're baling them. So what we do is we collect them all up, flat pack them, put them into a baling machine. It compresses them all. And then we sell that bale of scrap cardboard to a third party.
When he went to Thailand, and he went originally to buy some products out there. This is 1999, by the way, as well. So he's gone out there to buy some products. But the people he's gone out there to him said to him, look, we got these Christmas lights, you know, these lights going for a reasonable price. And he's like, you know what, let me go and check them out. And he ended up checking them out. And he ended up saying, you know what, I'm going to take some of these lights. And that there alone, like they made ridiculous. I think they made last year like 20 million off the lights, the Christmas lights alone. So I think that was a changing point, like going out to a place where you're out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're out of your comfort zone. You don't know what's really going on out there, but just trusting your gut and saying, you know what, there seems like an opportunity here. Let me try and, you know what I mean?
Yes. I always say that when you're business minded, you see a business opportunity in everything.
Yes.
Like no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, you've seen the business opportunity in it, and it's just the mindset of a business person.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. Let's get to the next question. Do you think working with family makes success easier or harder in business? I think we touched on a bit of that already.
I think it's easier in some sense. That, you know, so long as you have to really know each other.
You do. Because,
you know, there's rivalries in families.
Yes,
like, and sometimes the rivalry isn't because of anything. It's just because you're my brother.
Yes.
It's just because you're my sister, I'm going to steal your chicken.
Yeah.
It's just, you know,
yeah.
And it starts.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I had to go to bed half an hour before you, and that's it. We're rivals now.
Yeah.
You know, and it continues. And sometimes that is difficult in business.
100%.
Because you can't break that habit.
Yes.
You love that person more than any. I've got two sisters, they're 1 year apart.
Yeah.
They are best friends in every way.
Yeah.
When they fight, you think they are enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll try to get involved. They switch on us.
Yeah.
We just have to leave them to it.
Yeah.
I can't have that in my business.
No,
I can't
definitely
have it in
not.
my business.
No.
But then I do like the idea of knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what goes wrong, at the end of it all, you're still my sister.
Yes.
You're still my cousin. You're still my brother.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So long as you have a family dynamic that you can trust that after it, we're still going to be good. Like you were saying with your friends.
Yeah.
Christmas is difficult now.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sack my sibling and not be able to sit down and have a meal with them.
Yeah.
I know that, like, one of my sisters, we can have some real intense arguments.
Yep.
I can turn up at her house an hour later and she will feed me.
Yes.
And we've got that dynamic within my family.
Yeah.
But I've got a sister that she ain't gonna feed me. She ain't gonna open the door to me.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I hear you. And
choose your battle.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's why I love the idea of it. I love the idea of working with the family. But I think there's two things to that, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's this. It's the way Martin's family group done it, how their parents were entrepreneurs and they ushered their family into it, as in they put it to them basically, you don't need to go and build anybody else's business.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You can build your own business here and have your own business. So I think that's one way of doing it.
Also, though, sorry, with what you were saying, how the family ushered them into it, because of that, they actually don't know what the stability of a 9-to-5 is.
Nah. And even the risk factor of being an entrepreneur, it's like, to them, there is no risk.
Because they don't know anything.
Yeah, so that's beautiful as well. But another thing as well, I think there's a second part. You gotta have a family member who's lived life a bit. They're kind of sick and tired of the job they're in, and they want to change. They want to say, look, man, and then you talk to them saying, look, I've got this going on here. There could be a place for you. However, it's business though. We can't, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to fall out with you because you're not pulling your way. So like, and I think the person who's in a situation who's not liking their job, I think they will grab it with more arms like, yo, because I've seen this as well. I've seen brothers employ brothers. And then like, I've asked the brother, how's it been? And he goes, oh, the job, I hated my last job. I said, is it? And I said to my brother, when there's a place, let me know. I said, when did he tell you? He said, I've been waiting on this for a year. So him waiting on it for a year, as soon as it came, he couldn't wait to run and leave that job. And so he kind of appreciated the position a lot different. And I never saw him kind of taking like liberties on the job. So
okay, so let's speak about that a bit more. So let's just say then you've got that family member who's lived life. So let's say we've got somebody like Martin.
Yep.
Was born into this.
Yes.
His family own businesses. He's worked for them. He's never had to struggle in that way. He's never had to have a 9 to 5, and this is his life, and he knows nothing else.
Yes.
There's another family member who didn't have that start.
Yeah.
They've struggled a bit. They've lived life. They've had some knockbacks. They've worked a 9 to 5. They've lost their 9 to 5, and then they're brought into a family dynamic where they're now living a life better than they've ever lived before.
Yes.
They with that, they appreciate that opportunity.
Yes.
And they work their asses off.
Yes.
However, they also have more to lose because they know what life is like without that. Does that then create a power struggle? Because that family member needs it so much that they don't want to let go and they don't want to be pushed out. So every time they see something that they're not sure about, they might have that chip on their shoulder because I hope they're not trying to squeeze me out.
Yes. I think there's two sides to that. And I believe that you in a business that, because I'm not saying struggled, but haven't liked your past jobs, and then there's an opportunity for you to be in a family business, you should appreciate it in a certain way. But I think because of your family, and they see you do appreciate it, I think the honesty will be a bit different. The vibe will be a bit different, like especially from what I've kind of seen. Like, as I said, the brothers, we was taking a break, and I see him ask the brother, how long can the break be? Not just presuming like, nah, bro, pick this little hour and a half break or something, you're gonna have to just deal with it. But I saw him have that respect of ask him and then go from there. So I think it's the individual. I think, yeah, I do think it's the individual, because as I said, you get family members. As I said, cousin Jojo, he feels like he should just be here because he's family anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they start, you know what I mean, taking the piss with it. So
because I feel like if I've been born into a family business with my siblings, we're all going to run that as siblings.
Yes.
As an adult now, I could happily go into business. Well, I wouldn't say happily. I could consider going into business with family members, so long as what we have to lose and the stake and the expertise is different for all of us.
Yes.
If we've all got a different expertise that we're bringing, we all need each other just as much as the other.
Yes.
And our stake and our sacrifice is the same.
Yes.
I could consider that.
Yes.
However, my issue comes in the sense of, if I have done all of the hard work to grow my business to what it is now, I've done all the sacrifice, I've fallen and gotten back up by myself. I now bring you in and you think we knew we were on the same level because you've been doing more work than me this year.
Yes.
This year, you've noticed I haven't been doing as much work as you. So now you think you're the big boss. I've been doing it 10 years.
Yeah.
We're going to fight.
Yeah, nah.
We're going to fight. So it's best we don't ever go in. You know.
No, I'm with you.
If I'm setting up business with a sibling, let's set it from scratch.
Yep.
We're going to sacrifice from scratch.
Yep. No.
And we can work. That can work.
No.
But an existing business, I don't think I can bring anyone in.
No, I agree. I've had some interesting offers from family, and really I've just looked at the actual members and I thought to myself, I could see you bailing from this and me getting left with it, this project. So I'm going to respectfully decline. And they say, why? What do you mean? Like, we're all going to be... And I'm saying, but you haven't shown anything in the past that you can take on a project like this.
Yeah.
What you have shown in the past is you've got into spaces you don't like.
Right.
And then you've bailed.
Right.
Now, doing a business, there's going to be a lot of spaces you don't like.
Right.
And we're going to have to find a way to get through it. It can't be the first thing to say, I'm bailing out. And then I get left with, you know what I mean, the bag. So I think sometimes it's the individual.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's the individual with it. So
because quitting is a habit.
it is.
It's a habit.
And people don't understand as well. There's beauty in a bit of the struggle because you learn more from it. Because you're gonna come across another hurdle. This is just life. But if you've kind of dealt with it before, you can say, you know what, I've came across here before, so I kind of know better how to deal with it. I'm in a better mind state. So, and especially if you're doing it with somebody else, because you can support them. You can say to yourself, you know what, I've been here before. I understand what you're going through. It's going to take a bit of time, but we get through it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if your mind state is to say, nah, this feels too much.
Yeah.
It's time for me to bail.
Exactly.
It's
going to be even harder. But some people, their mindset is just that once they see you successful, they want to jump on board. They want to approach you. Yeah, let's do this together.
yeah.
Because I've seen you successful.
Everybody's got the ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, because you always got that, why didn't you come to me to do that? You could have brought me in on that.
Yeah.
Why would I?
Yeah. Because
you actually haven't shown me that you can do anything on your own.
Yes.
So why would I bring you in if you can't do it on your own?
Exactly.
If I know you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
And you know I can do it on my own. We are assets to one another.
Exactly that. Exactly. And we can grow together.
We can grow together. But if I know that you're only coming to me because you've seen that I'm successful, and on your own you wouldn't be able to do this,
that's a problem.
That's not attractive.
Nah, that's a problem in itself. Okay then, if Martin and his family never took this risk and they did, what would you think would be their turnout? How would it turn out for them? You can't really say if they didn't take that risk. Martin's dad was taking the risk anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was at a point where he was like, he was an entrepreneur from the jump. He got into the space of being a contractor, chopping down trees, and he already had a vision on how it'd be. Do you know what I liked about Martin as well? That he said as well, and I found humbling, that he said he feels like his dad might have been dyslexic as well. So even having certain, you know what I mean, things with him, he still knocked down doors that 95% of people can't do as well. Exactly. So like, I think that's good. That's a great trait.
I think that Martin's family know how to utilize everything that's available to them.
Yes.
I think the story about the e-bike.
Tell us about the bikes.
Yeah. So the bikes was relatively recently, we're talking 5 years, bang on pre-COVID time, like 2018, 2019. And this was another interesting story, how this started. So my dad's best friend, was touring, or wanted to go touring around Europe in a motorhome. But what he wanted to do was, he wanted to take some bikes with him, but he didn't want to put the bikes on the rack on the back for security reasons. So he was like, right, I want a folding bike. And he started looking at the market, and they were all a bit naff. They were either very traditional and old fashioned looking, or the quality was crap. So he was like, oh, I think there's a market here. So anyway, he approached my dad, because he knows my dad's entrepreneurial. He knows he's in business. He says, what do you think of this idea?
Stood out for me, because I'm like, that is the perfect example of how one event can completely destroy one company or one industry and be the saving grace for another. So he's brought out this e-bike. COVID's hit. COVID has destroyed so many industries and so many companies. However, for him, because at the moment, at that moment, cycling was already on an incline. I think that the hire Cycle for Hire came out in London in 2010. What we call the Boris bikes, and I know that other outside of London they have different similar schemes. And the concept of cycling was already on the incline. Lockdown has come, and we're being encouraged to exercise. We're being given half an hour that we can leave the house a day for exercise. What better exercise is there to do than cycle? So his company's gone from strength to strength. And there were probably other elements with it was a collection of companies, so there were probably other companies that did a deep dive at that point.
Yeah.
However, because of the diversification that they had, they were able to keep going because that business was excelling so much.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, as you said, at that time when they was telling people to go outside and do some exercising, people was getting on their bikes and ordering bikes. But what's beautiful about Martin's situation, as I said, the family business is, okay, the dad invented the steering lock, but a lot of the ideas were already out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
just improved it.
Yeah, putting your spin on it, putting your touch on it and saying, you know what, I feel like there's a market here for this and I'm going to get into the market. I think a lot of people, when it comes to business, sometimes they're trying to invent the wheel. They're trying to find something, like, no, somebody's already got this, or no, I can't do this. No, it's okay, man. It's sometimes it's even better when it's out there because it's proven. It's actually proven to say, okay, this works. There's a market for it. Let's go to that market. So yeah, man, I feel like the family business group is interesting. As I said, for me personally, I haven't had success with family business for me to say, oh yeah, cousins and uncles and aunts and stuff like that. But I do love the concept. I love the concept that there is a way that you can kind of work with your family. Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button. Where do you think people would give up on the journey of Martin's family business group?
I think so. Martin's business received a copyright litigation from $1 billion American company.
Yes.
Now you see that word lawyer.
Yes.
When you're not in law, the term in itself is scary.
Yeah.
Receiving any legal documentation.
Yeah.
Receiving a letter from gov.uk it's scary. Opening your tax bill is scary.
Yeah,
so you get a letter from a lawyer. That's scary. And on top of that, it's a lawyer representing $1 billion company.
Yes.
I can only imagine all of the thoughts that were going through his head at that moment, because you don't know what's about to happen.
Exactly that.
What he done is exactly what I would have done. Just change the name.
Yes.
I apologise. Didn't know that was your name. You can have the name. I'll do another name.
Yeah.
Because once you know the template of how to build a brand, choose another name and build the brand. Because the brand is more important than the name.
I agree with
Martin and his family, they know very well how to create and build a brand, and that's what they done.
Yeah.
They did the right thing.
No, I agree with that, because that could throw you back. You've built something and then a company's come along, as you said, worth billions, and said, this is our template. And you're like, hold on, we've been making money from this now. What do you mean this is your template?
Before you come and take some of my money.
Yeah, you want.
Don't worry, take
so everybody's got to kind of sit down and say, hold on, this is the company's this for real, and then even to say, okay, how much is this going to cost for us to kind of, you know what I mean, fight this? And then when they realize it costs hundreds and hundreds of thousands, they're like, you know what, we must just go again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what? That was your name, cool. We're going to go again. And what's happened is they went again and they actually got stronger. They're saying like they ended up like designing a different type of logo, but more kind of fits now the company.
Exactly.
So
because you know how to build a brand. And there are so many companies out there that have to trade in a different country with a different name.
Yes.
But the brand is the same.
Yes.
Like TK Maxx in America trades as TJ Maxx. They couldn't use the name TK Maxx.
Okay.
Walmart trades in the UK as Asda. It's the same brand.
Nice.
But it's a completely different name because you couldn't use that name over here.
Over here.
Once you know how to build a brand, build the brand and keep it moving.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's a smart thing as well. And you don't exert so much energy trying to fight something where it's really not.
The stress.
It's not worth the fight when there's another option for it to say, you know what, let's just go again and build here. We got the blueprint already. It's not like we have to really start again. We just switch up the logo.
And we're making boxes.
That's
We're not
crazy.
making something that is, you know,
that is
an
crazy.
original invention.
When
what you want from me is the brand. You don't want the product.
Yeah, that was crazy. When I was speaking to him and he's telling me about them, he makes 7 figures a year of boxes. I was like, bro, boxes.
In
like,
the wrong game.
Do you understand? I've been in the wrong game. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, but you know, we done like 20 million of Christmas lights. I'm like, Jesus, do you understand what I'm going from? Yeah, I'm like, Christmas lights. And he's like, yeah, like, man. Like, and that just showed me there's so many different niches out there. I think some people are focused on so much like certain things what look like, I don't know, glamorous, look shiny, but that I feel like the ones what are not glamorous, not shiny, those are the big markets that to make from.
Exactly.
So no, man, that it was good talking with them, and yeah, man, that was a good deep dive on Martin's family business group.